Does the tabernacle picture heaven? Does it in some ways picture a return to Eden? Does it set the stage for our great high priest, Jesus? Does it also look forward to a new heavens and a new earth? Let's look at Exodus 26. How was the tabernacle or tent made? How many curtains were there? And what quality of material was used? You're to construct the tabernacle itself with 10 curtains. You must make them of finely spun linen and blue, purple and scarlet yarn, with a design of cherubim worked into them. The length of each curtain should be 42 feet, and the width of each curtain 6 feet. All the curtains are to have the same measurements. 5 of the curtains should be joined together, and the other 5 curtains joined together. How were the curtains joined? How many loops and clasps were used? You're to make loops of blue material along the edge of the outermost curtain in the first set, and likewise you're to make loops along the edge of the outermost curtain in the second set. You're to make 50 loops in the one curtain, and you're to make 50 loops along the edge of the curtain that's in the second set, with the loops opposite each other. Then you're to make 50 gold clasps, and join the curtains to each other with the clasps, so that the tent will be one piece. How many curtains were there to cover the tabernacle? How wide was each curtain? And you shall make curtains of goat's hair, to be a covering upon the tabernacle. 11 curtains shall you make. The length of one curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits. And the 11 curtains shall be all of one measure. And you shall couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves. And you shall double the 6th curtain in the forefront of the tabernacle. How were the curtains held together? What else was to be an outer covering? You shall make 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that's outermost in the one set, and 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that's outermost in the second set. You shall make 50 clasps of bronze, and you shall put the clasps into the loops and join the tent together so that it'll be one unit. The overlapping part that's left over in the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that's left over, shall lap over the back of the tabernacle. The cubit on one side and the cubit on the other of what's left over in the length of the curtains of the tent shall lap over the sides of the tabernacle on one side and on the other to cover it. You shall make a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red, and a covering of porpoise skins above. What rigid structure would be used to hold up all this weight? How rare is it to find a board today as wide as these? Then you shall make the boards for the tabernacle of acacia wood, standing upright. 10 cubits shall be the length of each board, and 1.5 cubits the width of each board. There shall be 2 tenons for each board, fitted to one another. That's what you shall do for all the boards of the tabernacle. You shall make the boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side. You shall make 40 bases of silver under the 20 boards, 2 bases under one board for its 2 tenons, and 2 bases under another board for its 2 tenons. Is this tent oriented in a particular direction of the compass? Was the north side similar? And what about the west side? For the other side, the north side of the tabernacle, make 20 frames and 40 silver bases, 2 under each frame. Make 6 frames for the far end, that is the west end of the tabernacle, and make 2 frames for the corners at the far end. At these 2 corners they must be double, from the bottom all the way to the top, and fitted into a single ring. Both shall be like that. So there'll be 8 frames and 16 silver bases, 2 under each frame. Is cross bracing important in any structure so that it doesn't collapse on itself? Make crossbars of acacia wood to link the frames. 5 crossbars for the north side of the tabernacle and 5 for the south side. Also make 5 crossbars for the rear of the tabernacle, which will face west. The middle crossbar, attached halfway up the frames, will run all the way from one end of the tabernacle to the other. Overlay the frames with gold, and make gold rings to hold the crossbars. Overlay the crossbars with gold as well. Set up this tabernacle according to the pattern you were shown on the mountain. How are the veils to be hung inside the tabernacle? You shall make a veil of blue and purple, and scarlet and fine twined linen, with cherubim. It'll be the work of a skillful workman. You'll hang it on 4 pillars of acacia, overlaid with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold, on 4 sockets of silver. You shall hang up the veil under the clasps, and you shall bring the Ark of the Covenant in there within the veil. The veil shall separate the holy place from the most holy for you. There were 2 rooms in the tabernacle, the larger holy place and the smaller holy of holies. Where was the furniture to be placed? Place the gold cover on the chest containing the covenant in the holiest space. Place the table outside the veil and set the lampstand opposite the table by the south wall of the dwelling. Place the table by the north wall. How was the entrance to the tent structured and its curtains kept in place? For the entrance to the tent, use a piece of fine linen woven with blue, purple, and red wool, and embroidered with fancy needlework. Cover 5 acacia wood posts with gold, and set them each on a bronze stand. Then put gold hooks on the posts, and hang the curtain there. Is there a greater and more perfect tabernacle in heaven that this could picture? But when Christ appeared as a high priest of the good things that have come, even through the greater and more perfect tent, not made with hands, that is not of this creation. Does the tabernacle picture heaven? Does it in some ways picture a return to Eden? Does it set the stage for our great high priest, Jesus? Does it look forward to a new heavens and a new earth? You decide.